Cranberries have been around in Wisconsin for a long, long time. Native varieties for centuries, but they weren't commercially cultivated until the 1870s. Wisconsin is by far the biggest cranberry growing region in the world, growing over 50% of the world's cranberries. And they're also Wisconsin's #1 fruit crop, both in size and economic value. Nearly $1 billion of revenue and 4,000 jobs.
We have a lot to be proud of as Wisconsin cranberry growers. More than 250 growers produce cranberries on 21,000 acres.
Contrary to what most people believe, cranberries do not grow in water. They grow in sand, and it's dry and it's firm, and you can walk on it. And it'll take 2 or 3 years before they actually produce a decent crop. But once they start producing cranberries, they'll continue on producing for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. So don't have to replant them every year. They just keep coming back as long as you take care of them.
Since the cranberry is a perennial fruit, the bud for the next year's crop is actually on the vines. So if we damage our vines for this year, we also damage our crop for next year.
There are numerous health benefits to cranberries. They are full of antioxidants. They're high in fiber, they're low in sodium, very few calories, proven to fight urinary tract infections, and they're good tasting too. They're not just for bacon and muffins. I mean, put them in your meals.
Cranberry harvest starts in the fall, usually in September. The leaves are starting to change colors. The nights are becoming cooler and crisper. So that's the time when the berries turn red. The colors brought on by the cool nights, they turn red pretty rapidly.
During harvest time, the cranberry beds are partially flooded, and at that time we drive a harrow through our cranberries. And a harrow removes the cranberries from the vine with teeth or finger-like combs. We then add enough water to the cranberry beds to cover the cranberry vines, and a cranberry will float to the top. The cranberry actually has 4 air pockets in it, which makes it float.
We corral them all to one end where we pull them out, put them into bins, drive them back to our receiving station, do a full food-grade cleaning, and then send them off to the freezer to be frozen and then to be processed for market.
So being a fresh grower, our harvest is different. We start harvest in early September, mid-September, and then we're packing them till Christmas. And we use completely different harvest type machines. They're very small and they're very slow. When you're a fresh grower, you want the berries to end up in a boat, and then you take them up and you dry them because you want to get that water dried off for keeping quality. Once harvest is over, the work is definitely not done. When we get into winter time, we still need to protect next year's bud. So when it gets really cold, we flood the whole marsh and we try to make ice. If we can make 10, 12, 14 inches of ice, and then we pull the water back off, and then the ice acts as a blanket, and it helps protect that vine. Then we'll also put a nice fresh layer of sand on top of that ice.
The sand filters into the vines in the springtime once the ice melts. This rejuvenates the plantings and encourages new growth in the vines.
In Wisconsin, mid-April, late April, and May, it's cold at night. So we're right into frost protection mode. There's a lot of nights up pumping water onto the cranberry vines, trying to keep them from freezing. And we'll start applying some fertilizer once the ground warms up. So we want to get those cranberries growing.
Cranberries blossom from mid-June to early July, and the blossom of the cranberry is actually a very small pink flower. The cranberry blossom resembles the head and neck of a sandhill crane, so early Dutch and German settlers called the cranberry a craneberry, which was shortened to cranberry.
Then summertime, there are millions and millions of little flowers out there, and they do not self-pollinate. So we rent honeybees or we'll buy bumblebees, and then they do the work for us. Cranberry growers have always been really good stewards of the environment.
Sustainability is important to us because it is our family's way of life. We live here, work here, and raise our families here. Our long-term commitment to the land will hopefully set the stage for generations to come.
It's really cool being a Wisconsin cranberry grower.
We have high yields, wonderful lifestyles, and great people to work with.
I am proud to be a Wisconsin cranberry grower. It's a great state.
I'm proud to be a Wisconsin cranberry grower.